In these notes, it says I can graph functions expressed symbolically and show key features of the graph by hand in simple cases or technology in more complicated ones. So standard form for linear is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are just numbers. The x-intercept is x comma 0, so y always equals 0. And then the y-intercept is 0 comma y, where x is always equal to 0. The reason why it's always 0 is, think about it, the x-intercept, you're not going to go up or down any, so that's why y is 0. And then for the y-intercept, you're not going to go left or right any, so that's why the x is always 0. Now it says find the x and y-intercept. So frankly, what you should do is make 2 small problems. Always label your work. Now for the x-intercept, you're going to plug in 0 for your y value, because that's what step 1 says. 4 times 0 wipes away. So then we just have a 1 step. 2x equals 16. Divide by 2. X equals 8. Now remember, this is an ordered pair, so it's 8 comma 0. So I'm just going to put it down here. Now the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So since it crosses the y-axis, we're not going to go left or right any, so that's why that is 0. So 2 times 0 goes away, and then we are left with 4y equals 16. Once again, we have a 1-step equation. So then we have y equals 4. Now, just like I mentioned, your x value is 0, and then your y value is whatever you found. So notice I plugged in the 0 for my x, or for my y value, and my x-intercept, so it appeared. Now I'm going to put in 0 for my x value, and then my y appeared. Now these are 2 different answers. One is where it crosses the x-axis, so then we have 8 comma 0. And the second answer, our y-intercept, is where it crosses the y-axis. So for right now, all I need you to do is plot 2 points, one on the x and then one on the y, and then draw your straight line all the way through the graph. Now for number 2, it's the same thing. We have the x-intercept, we have the y-intercept. So for the x-intercept, the y is going to be 0. Now 5 times 0 is 0, so we are left with a 1 step. So divide by 4. And that's fine if you just write x equals 5, but eventually you're going to need to write it as an ordered pair. So if you want to plot it right away, 5 comma 0 is right 5, up none. And then if you want to solve the y-intercept, you just plug in the 0 for x. So 4 times 0 is 0. Then we're left with 5y equals 20. Divide by 5. We have y equals 4. So that will be 0 comma 4. So once again, we're not going left or right any because it's 0, but we're going to go up 4. And then draw your line. Now number 3 is a little more difficult, just because students tend to forget the negative signs. So just be aware of those common mistakes and you should be fine. So x-intercept, once again, nothing's changing. The y is going to be 0. Negative 6 times 0 wipes out. We're left with 2x equals negative 18. Divide by 2. We're going to get x equals negative 9. So negative 9 comma 0. So we're going to go left 9, up none this time. Now for y-intercept, just like before, we're going to put our 0 in for the x. Now, the number one mistake I see when students say 2 times 0, they forget to drop that negative 6 down. So it's really negative 6y equals negative 18. Divide by negative 6. You get y equals 3. So then we're going to go left, right, none, but we're going to go up 3. And then you're going to draw a line connecting the two ordered pairs.